Hey Scruffy, how you doing? Wow, you're quiet. So I saw you were here early. Yeah, so I know you saw me through the window. So maybe I gave you the wrong idea I was going to feed you early. Well, it is actually early, but yeah, you've been waiting there for probably like an hour. But yeah, we're still early, like over 45 minutes early compared to, actually no, more like an hour compared to last night. So I have your hearty cuts with real chicken and beef and gravy and kibble. Sound good? Okay then. So I guess I'll bring it out. Okay, so I'll put the food on the table. Water. Okay, so I'll walk past you. And I'm going to change the water. Okay, so put your new water in. Okay, so I'm going to sit in the chair and put the glove on. So you're kind of far away from me. You have to get a little bit closer. Yeah, you're really far. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, that's better. So, yeah, I shuffled my day around quite a bit today. Trying to avoid or deal with the heat. So, we're kind of in the late stages of the heat wave. So it's finally starting to come down to more normal temperatures. However, it was still supposed to be hot today. So by coincidence, I woke up kind of early today, so I had trouble sleeping. Woke up early, and then basically debated on whether I should try to do a bike ride early in the morning or late in the afternoon. So I ended up going for a bike ride this morning. By the time I actually hit the road, it was probably about mid-morning. So the ambient temperature was still reasonable, and the UV index was supposed to be still good. But when I was on the road, that sun was killing me. So it really felt like the sun was way more powerful than the report says. And yeah, I was struggling a little bit from the sun, even though the ambient temperature was fine. There's a love bite there. Another one there. So the park where I ride was open today. So I'm guessing they probably reopened it yesterday since it started cooling down. But definitely today, if not yesterday, because today is supposed to be more, still hot, but more reasonable hot. So they've had the park open at these temperatures before. So, and then since I was there in the morning, there was like no reason for them to close it. But yeah, during my ride, yeah, every time I went into the sun, yeah, it just felt crippling. It's like, wow, this is killing me. Though I did do the exposed mountainside. And yeah, that was tough because of the sun. But I also forgot that, so last time I was there, they had just not repaved, but it's a fire trail basically, so they replowed it. And one of the consequences of them doing that was they pushed up a whole bunch of loose dirt all over the trail. So there's basically no traction. And so I was slipping around and losing traction and falling off my bike last time I was there. And because it's so steep on that hill, it's really easy to lose traction since you don't have the force of gravity pulling you down to create friction on the surface. And so since you're at such a steep angle, it's really easy to lose traction. So today it was a little bit better, just because it's been so many days. I guess, there's been enough people and horses and occasional road vehicles that and wind that shift around the gravel, so it's not as loose. But yeah, it was still challenging. And then after that, I stuck to the shaded trails on the more paved sections, because yeah, I didn't learn my lesson the first time. I said I was going to stick to the paved sections. Well, I said I didn't actually say that, but I knew better. So as long as that gravel is bad, I shouldn't go on there. Though it's already improved, so I don't know. I probably can go on there next time. But yeah, after that I stayed to the paved sections, and there was some shade, but it's actually a little weird. I noticed near the end of my route where I guess there's more shade, though there was still some sun. I wasn't noticing the intense sun as much, so I don't know, maybe I was just getting used to it, or maybe because, yeah, the hills weren't as intense. And then when I come back, it's actually slightly downhill, so maybe I don't notice the sun intensity as much. But yeah, I was in my full sun gear, so long sleeve shirt and my new neck gate, and I adjusted it so this time the Velcro strap was just beneath the brim of my helmet instead of under it, and that way I wasn't creating extra pressure crushing into my head, so that actually worked pretty well. So I might not have to buy a new neck gate, though I might want to anyway, just so I have a different one for my bike. Because yeah, the one I bought was black, and if I'm on my bike, I think I'd like to get like a safety green or a safety orange neon color. Because yeah, some of the drivers here are not very good. I've been hit before. Fortunately, nothing serious happened to me, but I dodged a bullet, actually 3 times. I mentioned, yeah, my cousin recently got in a very, very bad bicycle accident, so I actually contacted some other relatives. So one of the conditions for his, or consequences of his accident is, yeah, they don't want him using any computer screens or electronics or reading, because yeah, they're worried about brain damage and brain issues. So I've been getting all my information indirectly from other relatives, and so I just contacted one of my other relatives and got an update on him. So it sounds like he is recovering, so he's making progress, but it's going much slower than definitely that he wanted. So it's not the best case scenario. But it sounds like he's at least making progress towards recovery, so that's good. Okay, Scruffy, I think we're getting close here. So this is the rest of the can tonight. So we'll get you a new can tomorrow of, I think it's a meaty pate tomorrow. Probably soup. Not sure if it's super supper or the real chicken and tuna. But yeah, I don't think I distributed the can quite evenly, so I think there's actually a little bit more in the can tonight, which might mean, so that means there's a little bit less in the can the previous nights, or in your bowl the previous nights, which might explain why you were able to eat so fast last night, though. Your bowl looked kind of normal to me, so I don't know. I think I gave you extra kibble, so I think you were just hungry last night, or just being a fast eater. Okay. One more? Okay. Let's get your food. Okay. Just kind of avoiding the brush. Okay, I'll switch brushes. And yeah, I think I need to clean his brush sometime. Sorry, I'm having trouble picking it up. Glove's not very nimble. Oops, sorry, bumped you with my thumb. Okay, I'm done. So anyway, the weather actually didn't get as hot as they forecast it today, so yeah, the cooling trend I think is slightly accelerating, and so it looks like the forecast ahead, the days are going to start being more reasonable, so I may be able to stop exercising early in the morning and get back to my afternoon routine. Yeah, the mornings, I don't know if they're working out that well for me, so the sun intensity is affecting me. I think I really need to, if I'm going to do in the morning, I really need to do it like at sunrise. But yeah, since I have trouble sleeping, I don't know if I can wake up that early. Yeah, it's bad enough I'm not getting enough hours of sleep as it is, so trying to wake up, go exercise, cutting into what little sleep I'm already getting probably won't help me. But I'll play it by ear. So I didn't get any footage of Scruffy today, but I did see him sleeping near the water bowl, just slightly out of sight. I could see like his tail, basically, and I think that was a little after lunch. And then he, did come early, so I was in the kitchen trying to, clean up some dishes and prepare my dinner for tonight. And I was doing the ice rotation stuff early since I'd done my bike ride early. And And as Scruffy came to the water bowl to get a drink, and then he looked up and he saw me, and I think he got excited that I was there, because he probably thought maybe I was going to feed him early. And so after he was done, he walked over to the gray mat and started grooming himself. I still needed to finish what I was doing, so it still took me like almost an hour to finish doing everything I was doing. But we're still actually early to dinner. This is actually earlier than I usually feed him. But he seems to be enjoying the food. So it looks like, yeah, he's going slower than last night, even though there was probably a little bit more than last night. So let's see what else has been going on. Oh, I worked on so my gate into the backyard is broken, or the latch that closes the gate. Yeah, it's the screws that hold in the hook and the latch. They basically sheared off. So I guess the constant opening, closing, and the force on the fence. And the fence is a little wobbly, so that's not helping either. And I've been trying to stabilize the fence, but I just haven't been able to figure out how to improve it. I've done some things to it, and it's helped a little, but yeah, not enough. I think I'd have to like get a brand new post and dig a brand new post and get some new concrete or something, but that's a bit beyond me right now. But as for the latch, yeah, the screws sheared off, and the little hook fell off and doesn't fit in it doesn't connect with the latch anymore. So this is not the first time it's happened. So I've been using something called wood filler to keep repatching the screw hole and then rescrewing in the screw. So I ran out of the wood filler that I used before, and I bought a much bigger batch of wood filler. It was by bulk, it was a little cheaper, but and it was the same brand actually. But found out, yeah, this bigger, bulky one actually requires a hardener to be added, whereas the other one you just squeeze that out of a tube. This one actually requires you to mix the base stuff with the hardener and then apply it. And I didn't read the instructions the first time around, and so when I tried using the wood filler, it basically made a big giant mess, and it didn't harden very well. And so I basically kind of screwed up that attempt. So this time around, I did it right. So I applied the hardener, put it back in the hole in the fence, and let it harden. And so I did that a couple days ago. So today I re-drilled a hole through the wood filler, and then reapplied the screw. And unfortunately, I screwed up the last screw because the goop actually did harden on the screw, but not the wood. And so the screw threads are basically all ruined now. And so I needed to get a new screw, but I didn't have the exact right type. The first one had like a hexagonal nut on the back, so you could use a wrench and tighten it. All I was able to find was one with a Phillips head. And so I was driving it in, after I drilled the hole, I was driving it into the hole, but I actually stripped the Phillips head a little bit, so I probably still can get it out, but yeah, I probably need to replace that screw if I mess with it next time, because it's about at it. But for the moment, it looks like I fixed the fence, or the gate, so yay, one less thing. He's licking the food off the balls, and yeah, there's still food under the balls. What else? Oh, I saw a baby deer at the park today. So it was on one of the high trails. This is one of the paved ones though. And yeah, there's a baby deer all by itself. At least I didn't see its mother. And it was kind of hanging out on the trail. Then it saw me and then quickly decided, yeah, it was going to get out of there real quick, and so it ran into the brush off the trail. Very cute baby deer. So looked pretty young. I'm guessing the mama was nearby. And saw a lot of baby squirrels. No snakes today. Oh, I think I hit a snake the other day. I didn't mention that. So I think it was already dead though. But basically on the street, on the path, the main road that leaves the park, there was another snake in the road in the shadows. Couldn't see it. I think it was already killed by a car. And then basically when I came around, there was a snake, basically in the shadows. Didn't see it, so I was like basically on top of it, ran over it, but I think it was already dead, so. Anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. Scruffy doesn't want to stick around for grooming. So, I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.